This is Big Rob again. I'm back, and you know, I'm always talking to those new young electricians, guys who are just getting into the field and just trying to find their way. And so I always share little things like techniques, concepts, different material equipment that you need to use when you're in the field to make your job a little bit more easier. Now today, what I want to talk about breakers. This is a double pole 50 amp breaker, and you got single pole 20 amp breakers. And also, you have arc fault breakers, right? That have the neutral that comes out, and that the neutral and the power goes in to the breaker. But I want to talk about the difference between a breaker and a fuse. The difference between the breaker and the fuse is that when you get an overload on a fuse, you have to change out the whole fuse. But when you get an overload on a breaker, you can just go back in the box, see what's giving it this overload, and reuse the breaker. And that's what makes the difference from fuses and breakers. One is that when there's an overload of current that flows through the wire and hits the breaker, the fuse, there's a little metal piece in between the fuse, and what it does, it burns out and you can't use the fuse anymore. So that's why the older houses who had fuses, you had to get the fuse and you had to replace it, because in the middle you'll see a little black mark. Because what happened when they get an overload, it burns the metal and breaks it, and you can't use the fuse. But with the breaker, what happens when you get overload? It clicks off. There's a mechanism in the breaker saying there's something going on, and it overloads it, and the breaker just automatically clicks off. You fall to that circuit, and you did an overload, and it just cuts the breaker off. But you can still use that same breaker. So that's why today's 90% of the houses are just with breakers. You don't see the fuses no more. And if they are with fuses, people are usually trying to change them out, because when that fuse go out, if you don't have one in the house, that means you gotta wait till the next day, especially if it's after 9 o'clock when all the hardware stores and Home Depot is closed. So again, I just wanted to talk about the difference between a breaker and a fuse. This is Big Rob. If you know more, you grow more. Peace.